I'll never forget the night Jabu left. It wasn't dramatic, no big send-off, no emotional speeches. Mama Juma just stood there, watching as he walked toward a black SUV, its engine humming in the quiet village night. Don Alfredo sat inside, his sharp eyes barely visible through the tinted glass. Jabu turned back once, his face unreadable. He wasn't scared, but he wasn't happy either. He was just ready. And then he was gone. No one knew what was coming next. Not Jabu. Not Mama Juma. Not even me. A village of secrets. Our village wasn't much. Small, dusty, the kind of place people forget exists. No roads, no hospitals, just a few schools that barely functioned. But we had something special, the best weed in the country. Maybe even the world. It wasn't like the junk they sold in the cities. Our weed was different, stronger, smoother. The kind that made rich men travel thousands of miles just for a taste. Mama Juma was one of the best growers. She knew the plants better than she knew people. Everyone respected her, but no one respected her son. Jabu was smart, too smart for this place. He read books no one else touched, talked about things we didn't understand. He wanted out. But in our village, wanting something bigger was dangerous. It made people uneasy. The arrival of Don Alfredo. When the black SUVs rolled in, we all thought it was the government. Maybe soldiers, maybe police. No one knew. We just knew to stay out of sight. But Jabu didn't. He saw them struggling in the field and walked straight up to them. "Are you lost?" he asked, like he was talking to tourists or something. The tall man in the suit turned. His skin was pale, his hair slicked back, his eyes too sharp. "Do you know where we can find the best wheat farmer around here?" Jabu didn't even hesitate. "That would be my mother." That's how it started. The deal. Don Alfredo wasn't a normal businessman. He didn't just want to buy. He wanted to learn. He sat in Mama Juma's hut, drinking tea, asking questions no one had ever asked before. "What makes this plant grow so strong? Why does your strain taste different? How long has your family been growing it?" She answered everything. No fear, no hesitation. She wasn't a scientist, but she knew things science hadn't figured out yet. And Jabu sat there, listening. After a few weeks, it was clear Don Alfredo wasn't just here for business. He saw something in Jabu. One night, he made his offer. "Let me take Jabu with me. I'll give him an education, a future. He's too smart for this place." Mama Juma didn't say anything for a long time. She just stared at the fire, her face unreadable. Then she nodded. Just like that, Jabu's life changed forever. The departure. The night he left, the village was silent. No one came to say goodbye. Not because they didn't care, but because they didn't know how. I stood outside my hut, watching the SUV pull away. Something about it felt off. Like we had just made a deal with the devil. The twist no one saw coming. A week after Jabu left, the first body was found. It was one of the local dealers. A man who had been selling his own supply, cutting into Mama Juma's business. His throat was slit, his body dumped near the river. People whispered. Some said it was a warning. Others said it was just bad luck. But then the second body showed up. And then the third. That's when we realized something. Jabu wasn't the only thing Don Alfredo took from this village. And whatever was coming next was going to be worse.